how Eurodisco conquered the 80s and changed music forever.
You're my heart, you're my soul.
Do you remember when you danced to this song? Or when this other one exploded? At the end of the 70s, when a lot of folks figured the disco era was dead and buried, Europe was gearing up to drop a beat that'd get millions dancing like never before. The big question: how did a sound cooked up in tiny studios end up ruling radios, dance floors, and hearts? Today, we're diving into that unforgettable decade to uncover how Eurodisco didn't just pack the floors, it straight up changed how we feel music. Eurodisco's birth came from another genre's death. It all kicked off in 1979, the year American disco got declared dead. In Chicago, at an event called Disco Demolition Night, a radio DJ rounded up thousands to blow up disco vinyls right in the middle of a baseball game. What followed was total chaos, explosions, riots, and a vibe that screamed the crowd was sick of disco's formula, or so they thought. Truth is, disco didn't vanish. It just switched directions. Instead of dying out, it hopped the ocean and crashed in Europe. Young producers, engineers, and musicians started messing with new tech: synths, drum machines, early electronic kits. The social scene was huge. Back then, 70s and 80s Europe was still shaking off post-war echoes, with folks chasing modernity, fun, and fresh cultural vibes. Economic rebuild and rising prosperity meant kids could get into music studios, electronic gear, and production tech that was still pricier and rarer in the States. Music turned into a spot for freedom and class, where dancing hooked you up to a sleek, global world. Radio and TV were game changers too, way more centralized and far-reaching in Europe. Events like Eurovision had already proved a universal language could link countries through tunes. Stations blasted hits evenly, music videos started setting trends, and Eurodisco's visual style got just as big as the melodies. Bottom line, Europe grabbed disco not to copy the US, but to remix it their way, with tech precision, clean melodies, and an aesthetic that mirrored their world. Instead of big string orchestras like American disco, Europeans bet on machines, synthetic shine, that futuristic feel that defined a whole decade. In France, Italy, and Germany, the sound started evolving. The core was still dance music, but now with a twist, a melancholic edge that meshed perfect with the electronic energy. Eurodisco gave soul to the machines. Before we roll on, we'd love to know you better. Where are you watching from? Drop it in the comments. Let's keep going. Sure, the Swedes and ABBA weren't pure Eurodisco, but they paved the road for what was coming. In 1974, when they won Eurovision with Waterloo, they showed Europe could hang with the US in danceable pop. That killer mix of catchy hooks and slick production fired up a whole generation of European musicians. From there, the continent started dreaming up its own sound, and in Germany, one visionary producer was about to prove the genre's potential. His name was Giorgio Moroder, and he was set to flip history. Moroder got something nobody else fully had. Machines could groove too. His work with Donna Summer was pure magic. In tracks like Love to Love You Baby or I Feel Love, the bass wasn't played by a person, it was a synth. Drums weren't live, they were programmed. But the vibe was hypnotic, a trance that made your body move without thinking. That was the future, and we were living it. Moroder kicked the door open, and a flood came after. In France, Cerrone had Europe dancing to stuff like Supernature, blending disco with electronic and atmospheric vibes. In Germany, Silver Convention packed floors with sticky choruses like Fly, Robin, Fly. And in the Caribbean, a German-produced group called Boney M blew up worldwide with Daddy Cool or Rasputin. Hit that like if you're into the story. Let's keep rolling. Every country added its flavor. In Italy, producers like Mauro Malavasi or the La Bionda brothers toyed with what would become Italo Disco, a shinier, more melodic take on Eurodisco. In Germany, Boney M's crew and Frank Farian prepped projects that icon the 80s. In France, the sound got classier, sexier, foreshadowing stuff that had inspired Daft Punk decades later. Italy brought not just melody, but aesthetic class. Producers played with male and female vocals, near cinematic harmonies, and an electronic pulse that floated between the dance floor and a futuristic dream. Italo Disco became Eurodisco's most elegant, dazzling version. Another cool offshoot was space disco, tossing in sci-fi elements, cosmic effects, spacey synths, an intergalactic trip feel. Cerrone in France pioneered it, influencing DJs and producers who wanted music to move your body and your mind. Names like Modern Talking, Bad Boys Blue, Silent Circle, Gazebo, Sandra, Ryan Paris, and Baltimora started owning radios and floors. Each brought a twist, but they all rocked the same recipe. Earworm melody, steady beat that sneaks your feet moving, flawless visual style. Modern Talking nailed pure Eurodisco essence. With You're My Heart, You're My Soul, and Sherry Sherry Lady, they proved this wave was here to stay.
You're my heart, you're my soul.
Their producer, Dieter Bohlen, knew the secret wasn't just rhythm, it was the emotion. Every track had innocence, nostalgia, that teen love vibe we've all felt, timeless stuff. Bad Boys Blue brought a softer, romantic edge to the 80s soundtrack. Meanwhile, Gazebo dropped I Like Chopin, a melancholic gem mixing classical piano with futuristic synths, showing Eurodisco could be classy and tender. Then there was Sandra, the ethereal voice that became an era icon. With Maria Magdalena, her sound screamed what Europe wanted to show: sensuality, mystery, modernity. Her producer, Michael Cretu, who'd later start Enigma, took Eurodisco mystical songs floating between love and dreams. Suddenly, the music map flipped. The US wasn't setting the pace anymore, Europe was. Funny thing, even singing in English, their accents, production, looks all screamed European. What started as disco revival turned into its own language. Synth speak, steady beats, emotion packed in electronic waves. While rock ruled stadiums, Eurodisco owned the floors. What's your fave from Eurodisco's golden age? Drop it in the comments. But the real global takeover marker? 1985. That year, an Italian track blasted worldwide radios with a hook still instant recognizable. Tarzan Boy by Baltimora. With its infectious chorus and tropical electronic groove, Tarzan Boy went mega. Perfect Euro style, flawless electronic bass, killer melodic hook, fun, carefree, magnetic visuals. That was the formula. Sticky melody, futuristic synths, danceable rhythm, European pop aesthetic needing no translation. Lyrics didn't matter, feeling did. Eurodisco spoke emotion's universal language. Soon it crossed the Atlantic. In Miami, Mexico City, Buenos Aires clubs, Eurodisco found a second home. In Latin America, it wasn't just welcomed, it was celebrated. Radios spun it non-stop. Record stores couldn't keep up. Floors filled with kids in shiny outfits, big hair, all escaping daily grind for a few hours. European sound mixed with Latin warmth magic. Acts like Sabrina and Spagna took the look iconic. Videos like futuristic movies. Soon, US artists like Laura Branigan dropped Europe-heavy tracks. Gloria and Self-Control sounded straight out of Italy. Eurodisco nailed the music video boom. Shows flashed clips like windows to a new world. Metallic suits, wild hair, choreographed dances, constant camera moves. That neon, shine, synth as modernity vibe branded a generation feeling the world shift. Eurodisco even reshaped pop understanding. Before, emotion and voice. Now, image, rhythm, style, full experience. In Latin America, folks found more than dance tunes an escape. Lyrics on love, desire, dreams, with fascinating class. Elegant, danceable, emotional sound. But what goes up comes down. Late 80s, Eurodisco faded. World changed, trends too, music sought new paths, floors stayed packed, but sounds shifted. Synths stuck around, darker and industrial. Bands like Depeche Mode, Erasure, Pet Shop Boys grabbed Eurodisco essence, turned it introspective, urban, modern. Glitz became class. Folks stopped dancing to listen closer. Still, none of those acts hit the top without Eurodisco. It taught the world tech could sound human machines, making you feel love, nostalgia, euphoria. Those European producers left a forever mark. Many adapted, pioneered the 90s. Eurodisco didn't die, it evolved. From its roots sprung Eurodance, ruling early 90s. Acts like Corona, La Bouche, Hadaway amped the melodic bass with powerhouse vocals, faster beats. What is Love or The Rhythm of the Night direct airs. Same European DNA, same world dance mission. Eurodisco stopped being a genre, became a school, a way to produce, think, feel music. Its seed birthed British electronic pop, much of today's sound. Subscribe if you want your fave genre or artist story. Time passed, but influence never fully left. Every few years, the world nostalgic glances the 80s. Something in that sound stays irresistible. Innocence, warmth, making you smile even on melancholic lyrics. Today, that spirit's back strong. Modern acts like Dua Lipa, Kylie Minogue, The Weeknd revive Eurodisco shine for now. Hear levitating, potom potom, blinding lights, feel the synth pulse, steady bass, luminous dream vibe, direct legacy from that European sound over 4 decades old. Eurodisco didn't just change music, it reshaped pop understanding. Proved Europe had its own musical language. No need for Detroit or New York to revolutionize the floor. Gave original disco a second spin we loved. Sonic Independence Declaration. Celebration of love, youth, tech. Above all, eternal invite to dance fearless of tomorrow. A way to party when everyone thought it was over. That's Eurodisco magic. Living nostalgia, crossing generations, reminding us heart-born music, even machine-made, never ages. Close your eyes a sec. You can still picture it. Shiny pants, floor smoke, disco ball reflections spinning slow, while an electronic bass sets a generation's beat. Wasn't just music, it was hope. Youth, Europe, making the world dance. Today, party's over, but we saw Eurodisco rise from American disco ashes, explode in the 80s, conquer America, and even after fading, keep shaping the music we love. That's our ride's end. We'll link another killer music story if you want to keep the old school nostalgia flowing. Catch you next time.